Mierda, es verdad, le moví el, el volumen al juego, no sé cómo estará. A ver, confío en que esto va a estar de puta madre. Voy a continuar con el juego del señor de los escritos. A ver qué tal está. Digo que tengo que terminarlo. O me gustaría, quiero terminarlo, quiero decir. A ver qué tan bien se ve. Bueno, no sé, no puede ser que se vea mejor de la mierda, de lo que sea, de lo que ya se ve. Si le subo más al bitrote, se va a la mierda, así que no, lo que ya se ve. Si le subo más no se ve tan mal, pero mierda. Gustaría que se fuera mejor, que se viera mejor. Aparte de que está el tema del internet, no siempre es estable. Muy bien, el señor de los escritos loquísimos. Terminé el Wolfenstein. No sé, un poco mierda el puto juego. No me gustó. Tiene sus cosas, está bien, pero no sé. Yo ahora prefiero que fuera más dinámico, más, no sé, más frenético. Aunque ya lo era, pero no sé. En realidad ya era bastante frenético el puto juego. Era bastante difícil, me mataban todo el rato. Y eso que estaba en normal.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Pero bueno, no voy a... Mm. Oh. Bueno, no sé, el puto juego estaba bien, supongo. Pero no me gustó. Oh. Es el puto alce. Está haciendo ruidos el hijo de puta. Supongo que después continuaré con el Drifter Lighter, no sé qué. Aunque no sé, no me gusta, no me convence el puto juego. Tiene todo lo malo que tiene el Dark Souls 2. Enemigos con mucha vida, muchos enemigos, mucha dificultad artificial el puto juego. Así que no sé si lo voy a continuar. El que sí quiero continuar es el Action Verge. Action Verge.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
Muy bien. No sé, voy a continuar con el Action Verge, pero antes voy a jugar a pasarme este. Porque se ve que el Action Verge es mucho más largo, como un Metroidvania, creo. Otro escrito de estos. Joder, la cámara. Stucky
spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. A feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Me encanta la voz del señor. Aunque no entendí nada de lo que decía. La mitad. Oh no, mierda. Me asusté. Dijo algo de un charco y de algo que lo estaba persiguiendo o algo así. Debería aprender inglés.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the
Pero
date
sé
count on the banner was
lo que se
right,
puede.
I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Muy bien.
The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
Es verdad, no sé si estoy en una pesadilla o en un... Esto es la vida real. Quiero decir, es una pesadilla, pero no sé. Lo último que recuerdo era que el señor se había ahogado con la señora. Oh, la puta madre.
I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this.
Oh,
It's
shit.
been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
No jodas. Me está dando un spoiler del final. Anual del Fest, September 18-15, Games and Activities, Raffles, Tickets, Fishing, Peace, Pie Contest and Surprise, Competitions, Live Music, Charlie, Afternoons. Cosas del... ¿Cómo se llama? Der. ¿Cómo se traduce der? Alce. Der. Siervo. Concurso del siervo. Nordic Walking. Incontestably prevent healthy benefit. Oh, ¿puedo leer? No, puedo leer solo esa cosa. Vale, vale. Delhium. ¿Dónde se supone que estaba? ¿En Estados Unidos? ¿O estoy en países nórdicos? ¿O era Canadá?
Great Falls Sheriff Station.
Oh, cinemática. Oh, ya, este es lo que decía el escrito, que le contó que no le podía contar a la señora,
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
porque no le iba a creer.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you
Joder,
okay?
no estoy mal.
Listen,
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station.
Está haciendo un poco de
Okay?
calor.
Mr. Wake, have you seen
No me
Stucky,
gusta.
the guy who owns this place?
Stucky, así que era un chico.
I
Ya digo,
realized
una
I
persona.
couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me.
Esto es
And
lo que
then she
decía.
wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Eso es lo que decía en el escrito. Entonces, ¿para qué los leo si me van a contar la historia? Oh, shit. Oh, qué mierda.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman
Me acabo de pasar Alan Wake.
tiptoes to my room.
Lo estoy diciendo apenas. Qué mierda.
Just a sprinkle stardust and a whisper. Go to
Fin del
sleep.
episodio 1.
Everything is alright.
Joder, está de puta madre.
I
Es bien...
close my eyes,
Está interesante esta mierda. Oh, el copyright.
then I
Oh, no, el copyright.
go away.
Previously on
Basta.
Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming
Sí,
with me.
lo recuerdo. No es necesario que me lo cuentes. Tres... ¿Qué mierda? 3 años antes o después. No vi. No jodas, perdió a su esposa. Mierda, nos timó la puta vieja esa. Ah, no, esto es antes. Joder, está bien hecho. A ver,
Worst
los
weather I've
frames.
ever seen.
Oh, también le estaba haciendo un overclock a la tarjeta. A ver si no se quema, porque he escuchado que es bastante inestable este tipo de tarjetas. El memory clock lo puse a 1900. Con un voltaje de 850, creo que era. Milivoltios. Bueno, también el overclock del CPU. De 325 a 375. Aunque en Cinebench obtuve como una menor calificación, como de 5. Así que no sé. Oh,
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me. This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. The gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers.
Este parece su primer libro.
Leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Joder. Espera. El otro... Me falta una página. Si no los consigo, no... No sé, habrá distintos finales. Estoy obsesionado con los finales. Alan Wake. Return to the Senders. Tiene un código QLR. ¿Será para algo? Para descargarse el libro, tal vez. Bueno. No, se ve bien el fondo. Parece una fotografía. Es un fondo... No hay final. Bueno. No está mal. A ver, tarda muchísimo el camino. Vamos ahora a la señora. Espera, quiero ver qué hay aquí. Ahora está bien hecho el puto juego.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Oh, las estas tienen físicas. No puedo correr. Aquí debería haber una pantalla, no hay. Supongo. En la sala. Joder, está bien la casa. El departamento.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
No, estas
Oh,
son,
really?
son fotografías de ella.
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Es fotógrafo. ¿Quién es el señor que está ahí? Es Alan Wake. O es el señor que hace de Alan Wake o algo así. Un desarrollador, tal vez. El director, no sé. Examina las estas. ¿Dónde están? ¿Cuál? ¿Dónde están las estas? Las cover... No es aquí. ¿Cómo las examino? ¿Dónde están? ¿Se acaban de mudar? No. Estas, joder, ¿qué están?
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Oh,
Alan!
joder, el señor
Alan!
tiene
Please
miedo.
check the fuse box!
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine. Just get the lights back on. Now, please.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Fobia a la oscuridad.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Joder. No, esto tiene
I'm
que ser una
okay.
pesadilla.
My
Tiene que
head's
estar en
fine.
coma o algo así.
I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests.
No
I
puede ser.
couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock.
No
You
puede
should
ser
take
real
it
porque
easy for a
salían las
couple of
putas
days.
sombras esas.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Esta es la señora.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Esta señora sabe algo.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come
Es verdad,
from.
me sigue molestando que no se
As you
puede
can
cambiar la
see,
cámara
she's a
del
little
sitio.
obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
¿Cómo se llamaba la serie? Aquella serie que tenía, que pasaban cosas raras. Twin Peaks.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Toma. Me lo llevo. Perdidos. Richard Baum, Browsdansky, Jacob Miller. On a camping trip. Overdue, haven't been in contact. ¿Serán desarrolladores también? No sé. No, tengo que hablar con Sara.
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you
Alice was
down the
missing.
corridor in
I
her
needed
office.
help to find her.
No,
I
no sé
wasn't
qué.
ready to leave.
¿Dónde está?
Come in, Mr. Wake.
Oh,
Your
oye, es
phone's
el
on the
sheriff.
desk. The battery was
Sí, el
dead.
otro era el
It's
doctor.
charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We
Una
were
bola de
arguing.
cuervos me atacó.
I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me. I need to take this.
Desconocida.
Hello?
Alan, please help me
No
Stop
jodas.
talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a
Mr.
spot
Wake,
called
can I help
Lover's
you with
Peak.
anything?
Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake. I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one
No
of
puedo
our
salir.
regulars.
I thought he'd quit drinking for
No es
good.
por aquí.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a
¿Cuál es el
bender and
corredor?
hit Danny pretty badly. He
Okay.
started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all
Espera, esto es real. Esto es...
You're a good guy. Don't
Parece que esto es
let
real.
anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See? Sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward.
Joder.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Se supone que... Joder, puto juego. Va a ser uno de estos raros.
Okay, listen.
Las estas van a ser...
Listen, you gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something that a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Un puto alien. Bueno, lo que está diciendo es que los escritos parece ser que se están tornando en contra del escritor o algo así.
The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Lo que está escribiendo se está volviendo realidad.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my...
Joder, puto juego se está poniendo interesante.
Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition. No point in getting all worked up yet.
Vale. Parece que el de los disparos fui yo. No, espera, el copyright. Bueno, yo no puedo apagarlo.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Toma. Otro manuscrito. A ver.
The kidnapper fired his gun
Wake.
one last time,
The
and
kidnapper.
the shadow vanished into the darkness. it had
Kidnapper.
come from.
El secuestrador.
See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall and the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Una presencia oscura en el dinner. ¿Qué es eso? Wake at Lover's Peak.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry? Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me.
Joder, los
I'm at the
frames.
sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Igual, lo voy a subir a los frames. 60, ¿qué tal en 70? No, a ver. Para que no bajen tanto. Joder, aún sí siguen bajando. Si los dejo, no, ¿cuál es el máximo? Creo que llega a 100 o algo así. $90. $56, en serio, joder, puta tarjeta. Bueno, los voy a poner en 75. Así debería estar bien. No son estables, mierda. Bueno, 60. Y a la puta, los putos frames de mierda. ¿Por qué bajan tanto?
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah.
Pero
I
es que
just
fue...
wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable
Vale, no fue
They are
Alan.
not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
No, qué mierda, puntito negro.
Are you feeling any better, Mr.
Vale,
Wake?
cinemática.
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, God.
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. He believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found
found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Ese es un puma.
She even has a fan site dedicated to you.
O es un
And she was
ocelote.
very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Y tienen
What, you shot a guy
iba a decir
and his
hipopótamo.
body just disappeared?
Un mamut.
When was the last time you slept? Are you high?
Mamut.
Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice,
Do
and
you
everything's just...
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Otro termo. Sí, para algo esas mierdas. Habla con Rusty.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this.
Oh,
Would
el
you mind
perrito que se
grabbing
perdió.
the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap.
Oh.
They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky. Max
Joder.
is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
El perrito. El perrito.
Okay, boy. We're almost done here.
Joder, me sabe mal el puto juego.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Un mamut. Un mamut.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Toma las de estas. Y ve el auto. Si viene Barry. Vamos, hijo de puta.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al?
Es verdad, pero no puede ponerse a escribir porque el libro ya está escrito.
This is not a goddamn debate.
Solo que no recuerda haberlo escrito.
I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Achoo! Achoo! Just be careful with the natives, Al.
Aquí también me quitan las armas.
Locals are dangerous.
Tenía una escopeta y un... no sé, tenía un chingo de armas.
Deliverance all over again.
Oh, no. Es peligroso apagar las luces. O eso dijeron. ¿Qué pasa si las apago? Otro termo. ¿Por qué me quitan mis armas? No sé, tampoco tenía mucho sentido en Wolfenstein que te quitaran las armas. Oh, sí, yo qué sé. Donde sí estaba chido que te quitaran las armas era en Metal Gear Solid. En el 3. Llega un punto en el que te quitaban las armas y era... no sé, tenías que buscarte la vida. Está bastante bien. En el 5 ya no volvió a pasar. No sé si en el 4 vuelve a suceder. Creo que en el Peace Walker es donde sí pasa. No sé, lo vuelven a capturar Snake o algo así. No sé. Pero bueno, vamos a... Muy bien. Me gusta cómo se ve.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk through the door now.
Un pozo tapado. Dos termos. Estaba buscando escritos. Oh, sí tengo la pistola. Solo la pistola, mierda. Vale, basta de gastar munición. Otro escrito. Oh, perdí una página, mierda,
Barry
¿dónde
had
habrá estado?
never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Vale. Oh.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Los cuervos. Se separaron. Oh, la puta madre. ¿Qué fue eso? Hola. Vamos.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan.
No jodas.
Really just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rich for much more than that, you know.
Tell me about
La
it.
sombra.
No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly that. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
El pescador. Oh, ¿qué? ¿Qué mierda? Chavo, no puedo salir. Oh, mierda, vale. Oh, es la misma casa pero destruida. Que no hay lucecitas, ¿eh? Vamos otra de estas movidas.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face.
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game, but the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
Oh shit. Joder.
You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I
Joder.
don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Joder, mierda. Señor del espejito. Bueno, en este juego no hay reflejos, así que... No me gustó este. Me gustó más el anterior. Pero sí, este dio más miedo. Hijos de puta. No puedo entrar a este. Joder, si está dando miedo esta mierda. Me está inquietando. Lover's Peak, Moonshine Cave, Elderwood, Natural Trail, Drop Hazard. A ver, quiero echar un vistazo aquí. No alimentes a la vida salvaje. No, no es una casa. Pero hay un manuscrito.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Mierda. Oh, otro manuscrito. Rusty
The air
dying.
in the visitor center was
Muriendo.
heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten, drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg.
Joder.
The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Joder. Parece que lo que pasa en el libro es lo que pasa en la vida real. Chingado con los zancudos de mierda. Me echo la puta. Fallen Rock. Joder. No.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
¿Quién era Rusty? Rusty. Me habrá dejado manuscritos. Joder, qué mierda. Espera, quiero echar un vistazo. Ah, otro de este. Espera, déjame pongo a leer.
The visitor center was
Rusty
sturdy,
ataque.
but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Rusty attacked by the dark presence. Atacado por la presencia oscura.
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Help me. Somebody.
Hello?
Back here. I'm back here. Hey.
Rusty era el...
Help me. I'm here. I'm hurt.
Espera, quiero explorar. Bueno, vamos a ayudarle.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Joder.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found
la
a page from the
piernita.
manuscript.
Oh.
It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Puedo librarlo. Está muy calmado. Get the lights on. Hay que encender las lucecitas. Pero ¿cómo sabía que iba a pasar esto? Quiero decir... ¿Dónde leyó el manuscrito? No sé. ¿Dónde lo leyó?
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Ya tienen el libro completo, por así decirlo. O algo así. Quiero ver qué hay atrás. Nada. No, a ver. Mierda, me acabo de picar el puto zancón en la muñeca. Hijo de puta. Snake. Okay.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Vale, con F5 salgo completamente. Lo había olvidado.
I was too late.
Mierda.
Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
No. No jodas, era una trampa. Me timaron. Hijo de puta. Oh, mierda. Me timaron. Oh, qué mierda. El líquido negro me hace daño. Oh, espera, me pica la nariz.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Vale, pensé que había sido el mamut.
Please don't feed the animals.
¿Qué mierda?
Fishing is only permitted for those prisoners. License, no
No, es Rusty. Lo transformaron.
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Closer than pets must be leashed at all times.
Oh, se bugueó. Este fue el que me atacó antes. La oscuridad los transforma. Oh. ¿Con cuál se esquivaba? Vale, con Shift. Oh, mierda, se me olvidó que era con Shift. Oh, 2 balas, mierda. Esto no es bueno. Me las gasté todas con el otro, mierdas. La cosa que lo atacó se fue. Balas. Mierda. No tengo balas.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Oh, es por allá. Oh, munición. Ahora. Rusty
In
final.
that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Joder. No, no son balas. Oh, qué mierda. No hay señalaciones del otro tipo que me daban cosas. Está ahí un designated thinking trail. No alimentes a los animales.
first peek was at the far end of the nature trail.
¿Será por aquí? Quiero munición. No, vale, es por aquí. El sitio este que me guía. El señor este que respira en la nuca. Es por aquí. ¿Será una trampa o algo así? Joder, qué miedo. Espera. What the fuck? This game is frequent, lucrative about legal activity, drone, prevision. It was mostly used for the prehistoric Somalia from Canada, but still is on the premises. La escopeta de puta madre. Oh, solo dos de la escopeta. Oh, qué mierda, otra vez. ¿Esto es a propósito o es por la tarjeta? Se oscurece la pantalla. Oh, son tres. Esto va a estar complicado. Mierda. No parece que Alan Wake sea de los que pelean. Joder. Necesito munición. Oh, chingadera. No, pero Alan, me lleva la puta. ¿Quieres pelear, hijo de puta? Me largo. Cierro por aquí. Oh, mierda. Joder, qué rápido el hijo de puta. No puedo hacer mucho. ¿Quieres dejarme, hijo de puta? Voy a ponerme a leer.
Nobody
Barry.
in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town.
Vale, Rose estaba casada con la chica
Even
que...
knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
When it came to... Oh, se me olvidaba que estaba con cosas. Déjame, hijo de puta. Mierda, me está picando un zancudo en la mano. Hijo de puta. No puedo hacer nada para... Vaya la chingada. Bueno, me voy a volver un profesional del esquive. Oh, no. Munición. Chingadera. Chingado con los putos zancudos de mierda. Aparte está haciendo calor. No, se murió. No. Bueno, ahora sí me dan munición.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Chingado, está bien lejos el puto camino hasta la escopeta. Mierda, me están picando los zancudos. Corre, hijo de puta. Chingadera, no lo maté. Creo que no. Putos zancudos de mierda son de los rápidos. Rose era la que atendía el sitio este. Oh no, una trompa. Una pescada, quiero decir. No, hijo de puta. Vale, lo dejo en el siguiente checkpoint. Creo que ya llevo un buen rato. Vale, las municiones sí que escasean, no hay que que mierda. No, tengo miedo. ¿Qué mierda? Pero cabrón. Oh, este es diferente. Oh, hay más de uno. Son 3 otra vez. Joder. Mierda, puta. Creo que voy a dejarlo por aquí. Los zancudos están... Vamos a ver, jodidos, a ver cuánto llevo. Quita esta mierda. Vale, lo dejo por aquí. Quitar, sí. No, cambiarle esta, vale.